removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, we'll see what happens, or if the DA looks and investigates.
Kooky, and it seems like they're just leaning into it. Like there's no course correction at all. Just leaning into the kooky.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Oh, yeah.
It's the kind of story that sounds too wild to be true, but what if it is? Imagine the glittering world of celebrities' private jets, mansions, exclusive parties filled with the biggest names in the industry. Now, picture all of that glamour masking a much darker, more sinister reality. That's exactly what's happening right now as rumors swirl around some of the biggest names in music: Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, and the bombshell that's ignited the frenzy. A leaked audio clip, exposed by none other than Joe Rogan, the podcast king who's never been afraid to stir the pot. This isn't just celebrity gossip, this is a scandal that could permanently alter their legacies and even reshape the entertainment industry itself.
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
The leaked audio, allegedly featuring Diddy and others, hints at something far beyond the usual controversies that follow these stars around. According to Rogan, who's known for diving headfirst into the most polarizing topics, the rumors are that Diddy was running a setup reminiscent of another infamous figure, one whose name alone evokes scandal and outrage. The whispers suggest that he was recording private moments involving other high-profile celebrities at his exclusive parties, events that have always been shrouded in secrecy, but rumored to be as extravagant as they were selective. And these recordings, they're said to be the kind of material that could ruin careers, destroy reputations, and potentially lead to legal consequences.
Weird.
So weird. It really is like the whole country's hypnotized. And I just think this is a perfect storm of things that are happening.
The mere mention of such allegations has sent shockwaves across social media, with fans, critics, and conspiracy theorists alike scrambling to piece together what's happening. Rogan, in his usual casual yet provocative style, laid out the story on his podcast, sparking an internet frenzy. The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of setup where he was filming everyone, Rogan said, before quickly adding, "I don't know if there's any proof of this, but dude, when Homeland Security shows up at your house, it's not for nothing." That one statement lit the match that's now engulfing the entertainment world.
Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking case.
What's particularly intriguing and bizarre about this situation is how Rogan stumbled into the role of whistleblower. Known for his marathon podcast episodes where he debates everything from science to pop culture, Rogan isn't typically the go-to source for celebrity exposes. But this time, he's front and center with his massive audience hanging on to every word. The audio clip he referenced reportedly involves Diddy and what's been described as explosive conversations that implicate not just him, but other heavyweights like Jay-Z and Beyonce. The specifics of the audio remain under wraps, but the mere idea of what it might contain has been enough to spark endless speculation. And then there's the speculation about why Rogan chose to release this information in the first place. Is he genuinely concerned about exposing wrongdoing, or is he capitalizing on the shock value to draw even more attention to his already massive platform? Critics have questioned his motivations, suggesting that Rogan might be sensationalizing the story for clicks and headlines. But his supporters argue that if even a fraction of what's being alleged is true, then Rogan has done a public service by bringing it to light. Either way, his role has added an unexpected layer to an already convoluted story.
Exactly. You're just like, it's there. I mean, it's not just there. It's everywhere. My news feed is dominated by it. Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
Let's talk about Diddy for a moment. He's no stranger to controversy. Over the years, the music mogul has been linked to everything from financial disputes to allegations of misconduct. But this is on a completely different level. The idea that he might have been orchestrating secret recordings of his celebrity guests is enough to make anyone's jaw drop. And if the rumors are to be believed, these recordings weren't just casual moments caught on camera, they were calculated, deliberate, and meant to be used as leverage. Some even suggest that the recent raid on his properties by federal authorities wasn't about confiscating evidence, but about erasing it. If that's true, it raises the stakes to an unimaginable degree.
I think it's over.
You think it's over?
I think it's over for him as like a figure in entertainment.
Right. But do you think it's over as him as far as
jail?
like he gets a cell right next to R. Kelly?
I don't think so.
Meanwhile, the involvement of Jay-Z and Beyoncé has only added fuel to the fire. As one of the most powerful couples in the world, their carefully cultivated public image is built on not just talent, but also integrity and social awareness. Beyoncé is hailed as a feminist icon, and Jay-Z has positioned himself as a champion for criminal justice reform. The leaked audio, however, threatens to chip away at that image. While the details of their alleged involvement remain vague, their mere association with the scandal has been enough to get people talking. Are they victims of circumstance, or is there more to their involvement than meets the eye?
The 90s.
Music business. It's a lot of people.
It's not just the music business. It's like, it's the extortion business.
Well, that's, yeah. I mean, the rap game was crazy. That's a thing a lot of people don't realize is like, back in the day, especially like early rap game, you weren't just going to play at, what's the random theater that you would play in LA? What's like a...
Adding another layer of complexity are the allegations that Diddy's actions may have been motivated by revenge. According to some sources, Diddy has felt slighted by the Carters, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé for what he perceives as their lack of support during his recent legal troubles. The theory goes that the leaked footage, if it exists, may have been shared with authorities as a way to embarrass them. It's a classic case of, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me, and it's a narrative that's only heightened the trauma.
There's people on both sides, right? There's the people on the right that are trying to nail the people that are on the left with this. There's people that are journalists that are trying to nail the people that are involved in this.
This is it, yeah.
And they've managed to keep that list from coming out, which shows you how powerful certain people are. That should show you a lot. That should be terrifying.
But here's where things get even murkier: the timing. All of this is happening against the backdrop of a wave of lawsuits and allegations against Diddy, many of which involve claims of coercion and exploitation. Some of these claims date back decades, painting a picture of a man who has allegedly used his power and influence to manipulate those around him. While Diddy has denied all wrongdoing, the sheer volume of allegations has cast a long shadow over his career. The leaked audio, whether real or fabricated, has only added to the growing sense that his empire may be on the verge of collapse. The public reaction to the scandal has been predictably polarizing. On one hand, there are those who are quick to condemn everyone involved, arguing that wealth and fame have allowed these celebrities to act with impunity for far too long. On the other hand, there are fans who refuse to believe the allegations, dismissing them as baseless rumors designed to tear down successful Black icons. The truth, as always, probably lies somewhere in between, but the lack of concrete evidence has done little to quell the outrage or the fascination.
Everybody who tells a story is like, I saw her go upstairs and these dudes are like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are like,
and pros. Like, apparently he was getting male gigolos to girls.
Girls.
Yeah, that was one of the rumors, like the
Male
freak off. So he would
gigolos.
hire the professional to have with the girls, and I think he would watch allegedly.
Then there's the role of the media. Coverage of the scandal has been relentless, with every new rumor or development dissected in real time on social media and 24-hour news cycles. Some outlets have taken a more cautious approach, focusing on the legal implications and the potential fallout for those involved. Others, however, have leaned into the sensationalism, amplifying every unverified detail and turning the story into a spectacle. This has only added to the confusion, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. As for the celebrities themselves, their responses or lack thereof have been telling. Diddy's camp has remained largely silent, issuing only generic denials and vague statements about the truth eventually coming to light. Jay-Z, on the other hand, has been more vocal, releasing a scathing statement that called the allegations against him laughable and accused the accuser's attorney of orchestrating a smear campaign. Beyoncé, meanwhile, has kept her silence, a move that has left fans speculating about her thoughts on the matter. Is she standing by her husband, or is she distancing herself from the drama? Only time will tell.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff, they were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there,
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
What's clear is that this story is far from over. The leaked audio is just the tip of the iceberg, and as more details emerge, the stakes will only get higher. Will the allegations lead to criminal charges? Will the reputations of these celebrities survive the scandal? And perhaps most importantly, how will this controversy impact the broader entertainment industry, which has long been criticized for its culture of secrecy and complicity? These are the questions that everyone is asking, and the answers are likely to be as shocking as the allegations themselves.
Of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers.
As the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. Whether this turns out to be a moment of reckoning or just another scandal that fades into the background remains to be seen. But for now, the spotlight is on Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Joe Rogan, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. the revelations surrounding Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé have only begun to scratch the surface. And the deeper you dive, the more disturbing and tangled the story becomes. The leaked audio, the federal raids, and the whispers of secret recordings are painting a picture of a world where power, fame, and influence may have gone unchecked for far too long. But what exactly was Diddy up to, and how did these alleged activities go unnoticed for decades? Let's break it all down piece by piece, because this story is about more than just a few famous names. It's about an entire industry built on secrecy and control.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
For years, Diddy was the king of extravagant parties. These weren't your typical Hollywood gatherings. They were legendary, whispered about in corners of the entertainment world, with guest lists that read like a who's who of A-list celebrities. From iconic musicians and actors to powerful executives, everyone wanted an invitation to what were known as his white parties or exclusive private events. But behind the glitz and glamour, rumors have persisted for years that these parties weren't just about networking. Some claim there were darker elements at play, things that most people wouldn't want the world to know about. It's alleged that Diddy's parties were more than just wild celebrations. According to sources, they were meticulously planned and orchestrated events with every detail, carefully controlled from the guest list to the activities behind closed doors. And here's where it gets even murkier. There are claims that Diddy used these parties as a way to gather leverage over his guests. The leaked audio, which Joe Rogan referenced, hints at a system where private moments were deliberately caught on camera, possibly without the knowledge of those involved. Allegedly, this wasn't just about creating memories, but about securing power. If these rumors are true, the footage could be used as a form of insurance, a way to keep people silent or compliant.
You know, if you say the wrong thing or you complain or I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking, would you like to do and you're like, well, I don't do and they're like, well, why don't you do?
One of the most shocking aspects of this story is the suggestion that federal authorities may have discovered evidence of these recordings during recent raids on Diddy's properties. While the details of what was seized or deleted remain unclear, speculation is rampant. Some sources claim that the authorities weren't just there to collect evidence, but to erase anything that could implicate high-profile individuals. One rumor even suggests that the operation was covertly aimed at protecting certain powerful figures rather than exposing them. If that's true, it raises serious questions about who is really pulling the strings in this situation. But let's not forget about the other players in this drama. Jay-Z and Beyoncé's names being dragged into this mess has added an entirely new layer of intrigue. As one of the most powerful couples in the world, their involvement, whether direct or indirect, has sent shockwaves through their fan base. Beyoncé, in particular, has built her entire brand on empowerment and independence, while Jay-Z has positioned himself as a savvy businessman and a voice for social change. This scandal threatens to unravel those carefully crafted images, leaving fans wondering if the power couple is as untouchable as they've always seemed.
I don't know the consequences of what that could have been. So I didn't really talk about it. I should have gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent. I'm just thankful that there was somebody there. There was somebody at that party who helped me, because I could have ended up in a really bad situation.
According to some insiders, the tension between Diddy and the Carters has been brewing for years. While they've often appeared to be on good terms publicly, there are whispers of behind-the-scenes conflicts. Some suggest that Diddy may have felt betrayed by Jay-Z and Beyoncé, particularly during his recent legal troubles, when he reportedly expected their support but didn't receive it. Could the leaked audio, if it indeed implicates the Carters, be Diddy's way of hitting back? Revenge may not be a motive anyone wants to admit, but in a world where egos are as big as bank accounts, it's hard to ignore the possibility.
He was using, allegedly, these events to invite them back to these private mansion parties and hotel parties and God knows what else. But he was utilizing the branded events to be able to, get the girls to come over to his private spaces.
And speaking of egos, let's talk about Joe Rogan's role in this saga. Rogan's decision to amplify these allegations has been met with mixed reactions. On the one hand, his candid discussions about the leaked audio have brought the story to the forefront, forcing people to pay attention. But on the other hand, some critics have accused him of sensationalizing the story for his own benefit. After all, Rogan's podcast thrives on controversy, and this scandal is about as controversial as it gets. Whether he's a truth teller or an opportunist depends on who you ask, but there's no denying that his involvement has added fuel to an already raging fire. What's particularly interesting about Rogan's take on the situation is his skepticism. While he's quick to share the rumors, he's also careful to point out the lack of concrete evidence. I don't know if any of this is true, but when you hear about Homeland Security raiding someone's house, there's something going on, Rogan said during one of his episodes. That mix of curiosity and caution has resonated with his audience, many of whom are now diving into the conspiracy theories surrounding Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men.
One of the most unsettling aspects of this scandal is the alleged role of power dynamics. If the rumors about secret recordings are true, it suggests a calculated effort to exploit and control others, using their own actions against them. This isn't just about individual celebrities, it's about a culture that allows powerful figures to operate without accountability. The entertainment industry has long been criticized for its culture of silence, where bad behavior is tolerated or even enabled because of the money and influence involved. This scandal is a stark reminder of how deeply ingrained those issues are, but let's not lose sight of the fact that these are still allegations. Neither Diddy, Jay-Z, nor Beyonce has been formally charged with anything related to the leaked audio or the alleged recordings. Diddy's legal team has vehemently denied the claims, calling them baseless and defamatory. Jay-Z, too, has pushed back hard, releasing a statement that called the allegations against him laughable, and accusing the accuser's lawyer of orchestrating a smear campaign. Beyonce, as usual, has remained silent, a move that has only fueled speculation about her stance on the matter.
I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
As the legal battles continue to play out, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens next? Will more information come to light, or will this story fade into the background like so many celebrity scandals before it? Some believe that the leaked audio is just the beginning and that more damning evidence could surface in the weeks or months to come. Others think this is a classic case of smoke without fire, a sensational story that will eventually fizzle out once the initial buzz subsides. What's certain is that this scandal has already had a significant impact on the public perception of everyone involved. For Diddy, it's another chapter in a growing list of controversies that have tarnished his once untouchable reputation. For Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's a rare moment of vulnerability, a crack in the seemingly perfect facade they've worked so hard to maintain. And for Joe Rogan, it's a reminder of the power he wields as a cultural commentator, capable of bringing even the most guarded secrets into the spotlight. The fallout from this story could be far-reaching, affecting not just the individuals involved, but the entertainment industry as a whole. If the allegations are proven true, it could lead to a reckoning similar to those we've seen in other industries, where powerful figures are finally held accountable for their actions. But even if the claims remain unverified, the fact that they've gained so much traction speaks volumes about the public's appetite for stories that challenge the status quo. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the world is watching. Whether this turns out to be a moment of reckoning, or just another scandal that fades into the background remains to be seen. But for now, the spotlight is on Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Joe Rogan, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. What do you think? Are we witnessing the unraveling of untouchable icons? Or is this just another Hollywood conspiracy blown out of proportion? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this and other breaking stories. Stay tuned.